Welcome in to the PHNX pregame show brought to you by our friends at the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you know whenever we are live. I'm Lindsey here with Saul and Espo. Gentlemen, how you doing on this fine Friday evening?
It is a fine Friday evening. We've switched up the studio a little bit.
I don't know where to look anymore.
I don't either. I'm a little bit like I'm all thrown off.
It's all
and
good.
Lindsey gets her good side, and you get whatever side of me this is. I see how it is.
Espo, you know this is how it goes.
I get it. It's in your contract.
It is.
I get
just
it.
how it works.
That's fine.
But what do you guys think of the new set? Let us know in the comments. Do you like it? Should we move it back? We're not moving it
No.
back. So please tell us
Never
that you
again.
like it.
This is not moving till we move studios, all right?
Yeah, just tell us it looks great. Gas us up. We could use it.
Yep. If we do have to switch it around, we already know who's going to be doing all the moving and all the
Nose goes.
switching. It's that guy.
Yeah. I did
No.
kind of... I caused myself an injury, so I didn't have to help today. So
Wait, what happened?
I stabbed myself with a shard of glass yesterday here.
with a frame that he broke when we first moved in
No,
here.
I did not break it. Somebody broke it, and then I was cleaning it up 3 months later.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
3 months.
Actually, I knew they were moving this today, and I just stabbed myself with the glass to avoid
Purposely
it.
to get out of it.
And then
Yes.
yesterday, the funniest part is we were like, all right, we'll get in here early today and we'll fix this thing up. And that's what was like, yeah, I'll be in there. And then today, like clockwork. Oh yeah, I got something I got to do real quick, guys. And he never showed up.
I'm a little busy today. Sorry, something came up last minute. I'm with you, Espo.
It worked out.
It does. It
I
does. It
didn't
works
move-
really well.
Didn't have to move the furniture, so.
All right, on to some Suns talk. Tonight, the Phoenix Suns are facing off against the Toronto Raptors. This will be a fun game. Hopefully no crazy shenanigans happening in this one. But honestly, I didn't mind the last one because it sent Book on a tear. So,
Yes. Hey, I hope the Raptor actually flew here from Toronto because I want to see round two of these two going at it. It'd be fun. It'd be great theater for fans out there. I'm sure Go, the gorilla, would get in on it. I highly doubt the Raptors here, but Devin will be motivated nonetheless because he's one of those guys, like a lot of the greats, where they take the littlest of things that they feel is a slight and they utilize it. There we go. The Revenge Tour poster, Booker versus the Raptor. But yeah, that sparked that tear where he averaged like 37 points over 5 games. So hopefully we get to see that Devin tonight. He was highly efficient in his return to the court the other night against Miami, and now he gets some home cooking. So
yeah.
I mean, I think he's long past it now.
Oh, totally.
I don't feel
It's
like
just
he's
a
gonna
fun
be like.
thing for us.
I know it's basically all for us. I think
Yeah.
Devin Booker probably doesn't even give it a second thought. He might sit there and when he sees like a fake Raptor or something like that somewhere, he'd be like, oh yeah, that shit. But that's about all he'll think about it.
Devin knows how to play up to the moment, and he'll find a way. He's got a picture of the Raptor taped in his locker. He's motivated by this.
If he has a,
it would have
if he
been
has,
funny if a teammate did that to him today.
if he had a picture taped to his locker, I'd be really worried about Devin Booker's mentality at this point.
Because I feel like that's something Michael Jordan would have done.
That's a Kobe kind of thing. He didn't
it totally
forget crap.
is.
Not a fucking mascot.
And literally anything.
And I
Whatever-
took it personally.
Yeah,
It's
whatever
always
it
somebody,
takes.
you know. It's always a person that they can attack, not a figment of your imagination.
Well, I mean, you could just say the whole Raptors team then.
Hold on, the Raptor is real. It's not a figment of your imagination. He didn't hallucinate the Raptor.
The actual
It was
Raptor from
there.
Toronto won't be there, so it will be a figment of his
Oh,
imagination.
I get what you're saying. Okay, I thought you meant.
Have you ever seen a
originally.
real Raptor in your real life?
I have.
At Jurassic Park.
I have a highly exclusive pass to Jurassic Park that not everybody gets.
All right, well, let's take a look at tonight's injury report to get you guys updated on what's going on over there. So for the Raptors, they're going to be without OG Anunoby and Malachi Flynn. For the Suns, of course, Chris Paul and Cam Johnson also remains out. So Chris Paul participated. We saw this from our own Gerald Bourguet at Shoot-Around today.
Tashi D was really excited, wondering if we were going to talk about this in the chat.
Of course,
We got you, Tashi. We got you.
Chris Paul participated in the Suns shoot-around shooting contest this morning. I believe he actually won that shooting contest.
Of course
but
he did.
Here's the thing. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's hear from Monty Williams on his thoughts around Chris Paul's
Let's bring us all
injury.
back down to reality.
It's awesome. But I wouldn't, get too excited about it. It's just part of the normal progression of that kind of injury. 'Cause he was doing that a little bit last week, just that you guys didn't see it. So we're not quite sure. We're happy about it, but you have to temper it until he's able to get to 1-on-1, 3-on-3, 5-on-5, which is hard to do with where we are in the season. He had some tape on it. I wouldn't diagnose it as a splint or a cast or anything like that. I just saw the gray tape. I didn't know what he had underneath it. He's shooting, so that should tell you that he's able to do that, but that doesn't necessarily tell the whole story. I can get out there and shoot, but I wouldn't read much into that. He's just at a place where he's progressing nicely, but he's probably just right where he should be. It's hard to speak on because I just we don't talk about it as much. I see him doing his stuff. He's diligent about it, but as far as trying to give a time when he's going to come back or getting everybody excited about that, I wouldn't even want to touch that right now.
So obviously progress is great news, but we don't want to get too crazy excited just yet because it is going to be a little bit of time before Chris Paul actually sees game action. But James Jones did mention earlier this week, we talked about it, there's no major setbacks so far with Chris Paul. This is another marker that is actually the case. And that's a huge deal because that's where the kind of gray area came into play, right? Like, how certain are we this might heal within time for the playoffs?
Listen, it's Chris Paul. I said from the minute he got injured to the second we found out what the severity of the injury was, there is nothing that is going to stop Chris Paul from playing in the playoffs. There's just nothing. I firmly believe that. I don't care if his left thumb literally fell off. He would find a way. Like, my man played with one arm in the playoffs last year. Like, he's going to find a way. So I was never concerned about whether or not he would find a way to play. And clearly you could see by the way, he was shooting. Well, you couldn't see it now, but if you saw it on social today, that he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Yeah, no, I agree. He'll be fine. Our friend Flex from Jersey originally had said 4 to 6 weeks is what he had heard when the injury came out. He doubled down on that today and said he still thinks that's when Chris Paul will be back, likely by end of this month. We'll see if that plays out. There's no reason to rush him, right?
Right.
You've actually extended your lead for the number one spot since Chris Paul's been out. So for me, I'm like, bring him back with 2-3 games left, let him shake a little rust off, but don't rush it just to rush it. I don't feel like you need to.
No, we need him to come back like tomorrow because we need to be number one in the shitty ass Bally Sports power rankings. We need to be number one because clearly Memphis and Golden State are so superior to us that it's just, Chris Paul is everything. We have not played very good without Chris Paul.
What? You think the Bally Sports one was bad? I went through and looked at all of them, right? So I could sarcastically rank them last night. CBS had them as number 3. The Athletic had them as the 4th best team in the NBA.
You know why?
How do you find 3 teams better than this?
You know why the Athletic had them at number 3? Or at 4?
4.
4?
Yeah.
It's because they don't cover Phoenix anymore.
That's true. They don't
know shit about Phoenix.
They don't know. Yeah, we hear they're kind of good, but we don't have anybody out there.
Yeah,
so
we said it wasn't important to cover, a possible.
Who do they have ahead of them?
I can tell you right now.
They probably have the stupid ass Lakers at number 1.
They have the number 1 is the Milwaukee Bucks. Number 2 is the Miami Heat. Well, that's not worthy anymore.
That's cool.
Philadelphia 76ers, number 3. We saw how well that worked out. Yeah. And then the Phoenix Suns.
Okay.
Yeah. And they dropped from 2nd down to 4 in that power ranking. So
yeah, because that worked out because they lost to the Bucks by what 5
without Chris Paul,
10,
Devin Booker, and Cam Johnson.
Yeah, stretched to 10. Yeah. So good work, guys.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I salute you.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Powerless polls because they mean nothing. All right.
Back to Chris Paul. I'm with you, Saul. I think get him back a couple, or an Espo, I think you mentioned it.
Yeah.
2-3 games left in the regular season to shake off the rust, get ready for playoffs, but you don't need him right now. Better to have him fully healthy than almost fully healthy and come back too soon. Like, it's just not worth it. This team is so good that it can withstand not having him for the rest of the regular season and be just fine.
And
the only reason you bring him back is to let him get his legs a little bit.
Well, and it's not like he can't do conditioning. This is a thumb injury, right?
True.
So he can still work on his legs, run, do everything except the dribbling part, basically. So that's why I'm not overly concerned. If this were a lower body injury and he had to work his way into shape, then I understand. But overall, I'm not all that concerned if he comes back with 2 or 3 games left. You should be fine.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Cam Johnson. We're all curious to find out when Cam Johnson will return. As of right now, basically it appears that he could return pretty much any day. He's just kind of dealing with some lingering pain from that issue. Here's another update from Monty on kind of how that's progressing.
He's better than he was today. As that hit enter. Now it's one of those deals where it's like he could wake up one day and when you get hit like that, some people respond differently. And so you get that blood in one spot and it feels like you got a fist in your leg, but it's just blood from the hit. And until that stuff gets out of there, I mean, it could be gone just like that. And he's like, man, I can go. But until then, he's getting better, but it's not at a place where we feel like he's going to be ready to, go tonight, obviously, or even practice tomorrow. We just don't know how long it's going to take to get that knot out of there.
So any day now, just as soon as that knot gets on out of there.
I just love the fact that I was about to go after Monty until he started laughing about it. Like he knew what he just said was just kind of like tongue in cheek. He was like, he was better than the day before. I'm like, well, yeah, no shit. Like we all are. You know what I mean? Like,
that's not true.
Debatable.
Well, yeah.
Debatable.
Yeah, well, not Espo.
No, I have a hole in my hand today. So.
Yeah. So, but listen, Cam Johnson, it just sucks because he just had like one of his best games ever in a Suns uniform, and then now he misses the next 4, soon to be maybe 5. But I'm sure he'll be fine. And plus, you got the dirty Lakers coming in on Sunday. Who cares? You'll be all right. You're gonna win no matter what. Fuck the Lakers. Sorry, is that too many F-bombs too early?
Hey,
I mean, how many have you done so far?
should we announce what we're gonna do?
No, we haven't even decided what we're going to do. We haven't
right.
talked to Lindsey about it.
What are
yet.
we
I don't
doing?
care if
What
we
are we
talk to
doing?
Lindsey.
We're not.
You guys
matter.
always make secrets and never loop
It's not
me in.
secrets. We're here all day next to each other. That's why
We share a
things
little
happen.
office.
You could just
If you want to
text
come
me.
It's
sit
so
in
much
there,
easier to be like,
fine.
"Hey, Espo, what do you think about this?" Instead of, "Let me call this."
Let me put it in the Slack.
Oh wait, it's 9 o'clock. She's not going to answer the phone. Let me wait another 2 hours.
I mean, at least you have reached the point where you recognize
I know.
hours
I
of
always look at the time
operation.
before I text or call you.
That's why I put it in Slack. I
Yes.
know you've got your snooze notification from like 8 p.m. till like 1 p.m. the next day. So like I know
Well,
you're
Saul's
fine.
over here slacking people at 5:30 in the morning. Like, sir, the birds aren't even awake
I
yet.
can't sleep.
Calm down.
Shit's got to get done. Let's go.
So, yeah, there's your injury update on Chris Paul and Cam Johnson. Things are looking really good. And we talked about Frank Kaminsky as well earlier this week. If you missed that, basically he's surgically cleared to play basketball. They're just working on ramping him up, getting him into game shape. But he should, in theory, also be back playing before the end of the regular season.
I feel like they should just hold him out. Just so there's no
Don't
30-point
be so
opportunity.
selfish.
I hope that's what that Dallas Morning News guy who said, I'm hearing some
That
big
would be a
Suns
good
news
one.
coming in the next few days. I hope it's just Frank coming back. That'd be nice.
That would be nice.
Frank Kaminsky's
That
back,
would be
everybody.
nice.
All right. A couple other things that we can highlight. Payne has put up some really impressive numbers since he's come back from injury. So over the last 4 games, he's averaging 17.3 points, 12.5 assists, and 3.8 rebounds. And he enters tonight with back-to-back double-doubles, including 3 in the last 4 games. What?
I don't know why. I just wanted to do it. I just wanted to give you the like sun face.
You guys are a mess.
Per usual.
But Cam Johnson has been, or Campaign has been fantastic.
Fantastic. I wonder if he just missed playing so much that it's just like all this pent up energy is finally, he's got a place to put it.
Well, I think that and the fact that he had lost, or he had his best game of the season right before he missed that time with that injury. Yeah. And I'm sure.
God, I'm scared for the next guy that has a great game.
yeah, basically.
Don't say that, Saul.
Oh
my God, Devin Booker had 65 points. No!
What's going to happen? No, but I think he knew he was back in a rhythm and probably was just very excited to get back there out on the court because he had such a good game, and that probably instilled some additional confidence because the first few months of the season was tough for Payne, and I'm glad to see him bounce back because if this team has a true chance at winning a title, it's because Payne is a key part of that bench. They're not doing it without him as the backup point guard.
I think we all of us, because of the way Payne kind of started the season, kind of undervalued what he actually brings to the table when he is locked in. And we have seen it in these last several games. His energy is infectious. He's got that swagger. You know, he kind of talks a little shit out there. I've loved him ever since he came over, and he was playing phenomenal in the bubble, and he kind of continued it. And this year he kind of fell off a little bit, and everybody was starting to chirp about, well, maybe the contract is in his head, and he's thinking too much. Now he's just playing. He's just going out there. He's balling. He's doing a fantastic job. You can see the significant difference between him and, let's say, Elfrid Payton. I'm not going to put Aaron Holiday in that category yet because I think Aaron Holiday has played very, very well as well, just not quite to the level of what Payne has brought to the table. But I love me some Aaron Holiday, and we all know that.
So I asked Espo about this, I think on Sunday.
Why didn't you talk to me?
Because I said right before you came back.
I'm kidding.
I know before the season started, there were a lot of questions around, can Payne potentially be the future for the Suns? Then he started off pretty rough, right? And everyone was like, LOL at people who thought Payne could potentially be the future. Then Cam comes back from this injury, and now the conversation has restarted once again. Can he be the future? What do you think?
Yes.
What's your take?
I think he can, because what these last several games have showed me is that he's playing with a little bit more in control, not so out of control like he was at the beginning of the season, and has shown a tendency to do from time to time. I feel like he is within himself. He's been a little sloppy with the ball from time to time, but he's not playing like wild out there. He's just doing what he needs to do. And I think some of CP3 is kind of rubbing off on him. Mm-hmm. You don't need to force things in the NBA. Like, you can, if you are good enough, you can make things easier for yourself by not going too hard, too fast. They always say, be quick, don't hurry. And I think now he is being quick without hurrying, and it's helping his team. And I can see a path forward where if he improves just a little bit in the next 1 or 2 years while CP3 is here, where he could start to kind of close that gap with CP3. I don't think he's ever going to be a CP3.
I mean, is anybody going to ever really be a CP3?
No, but
like he's a...
But if you have Devin Booker, Cam, Mikal, and DA, you don't have to be CP3 anymore because those guys will obviously have stepped their games up as well. Mm-hmm. So it kind of eliminates the gap of what CP3 brought to the table versus where they are now later on down the road, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Can we just enjoy the Chris Paul era and not try to be looking at
the
next era?
But it's worth a conversation.
Mr. Doomsday over here. Now it's like, no, wait, let's stay in the moment.
I just want to enjoy the season because God knows what happens after it. Like, I just want to enjoy it.
There it is.
We can talk in the off season about where we're headed. I just hope there's a championship parade and trophy before we have to discuss that.
I think that my biggest thing is that I just want to see more consistency out of Cam. So if he could string together a solid, almost full season, even 3/4 of a season of this level of basketball, I think that would make me feel a lot better. I still do think there's a potential that he could be that guy. And I think the point that you made about the fact that everyone around him is going to get substantially better over the next 1 to 2 years is a huge factor that I hadn't even really considered into
For
this situation.
I mean, look at the way Mikal and Cam have been playing in the absence of Devin. You know, like they've stepped their games up, and they give you a glimpse of like, hey, Dev, like it's okay if you're off tonight. We got you. Like their confidence is at a pretty high level right now offensively. It's great to see, and we've always felt like, especially with Mikal, we've always felt like it's been there. He just has been hesitant to really insert himself or what's the right way, force himself upon the offense, I guess is the best way I could say it. And now he's starting to do that. Now you can see in his eyes when he gets the ball, when he feels like, okay, I got this, and he just goes. He doesn't even think about it. He doesn't give a shit if somebody's wide open or not. He knows he's got it. He's confident enough to take it, and that's what like the stars of the NBA do. When they know they got a mismatch and they know that they're the best option, they just go. They don't blink. They don't think twice. They just pass go and do the job, and Mikal's getting to that point, and that really excites me.
Yeah, they talked about internal growth. We heard that all offseason, that internal growth would be a big part of their success, and what they've done this year is prove that. DA, as much as some people dislike, DA has gotten better. You know, Mikal and Cam have proven that they can be great at times, good all the time, and even Payne over the last few weeks have shown growth in his game. So that's, if you don't believe in this team, I don't know what else they can do to prove it at this point. They've all done what was expected of them, and it's exciting.
All right, let's get back to tonight's game. Espo, tell us what our friends over at the DraftKings Sportsbook app think about this one.
They have the Suns as a 5-point favorite at home, and it does not surprise me because I believe the Raptors are 3-5 since the break, since the All-Star break, so they've not been playing great. They stopped a 3-game skid against San Antonio the other day, but pretty much everybody can beat San Antonio these days. So I'm surprised it's not actually a little bit wider of a margin. But
Jay Sean, what are you smoking, son?
So Jay Sean said
on
off-season
now.
trade idea, DA for Zion. Zion is still an all-star, and with the injury, Joel missed his first 2 seasons.
Let's be honest.
do
That's
that?
like a 2-for-1 deal because Zion's got the size of
Stop.
2 NBA
Stop.
players.
Stop it right
We're
now.
gonna fat shame people.
I
But
can.
No, you
I know
can't.
you
I'm
can't.
talking about my own
no,
people
you can't.
here.
No, but what I will say is this: fuck no.
No, not in a million years. Why
No.
would no? Zion's proven nothing in this league. DA has been a starting center on a finals team and played a massive role in it. There's not a chance you would even entertain that.
It's still a huge gamble. That would
I don't
be
care.
Such a big gamble.
I don't even care that Zion Williamson has made the All-Star team once. Like, it's almost irrelevant at this point if you're not even playing. Yeah, what's the point? And plus, he's not even a center. Like, I'm sorry,
I don't know
Zion
what he
Williamson's
is.
not stopping anybody that's over 6'10". Like, he's not guarding Anthony Davis.
No.
He's not guarding freaking Giannis.
He's not
a chance.
Not Embiid. He's not guarding
No,
any of
none
those
of those guys. Like, stop, man.
Jokic
Stop
would
with the Zion
eat him
stuff.
alive.
People just hyped up about those damn dunks and his physical ability, but that physical ability has completely worn him down. Like, he can't handle it anymore. And until he gets himself in the right kind of shape, it's going to be very, very hard to play at the level that he has shown that he could play at. He's one of those freak dudes with the body and the power that kind of conflict with itself. You know what I mean? That's why he's always hurt. It's just too much. So it's a big risk if you even take somebody like that on. So no.
Yeah, because it's not even like, you just want to make sure if you're going to trade somebody like DA, you need to bring in somebody who you know can be a substantial player on this team for years and years and years to come, and not have to worry about, okay, are we going to have him this season? Are we going to have him half of the season? Do we get 2 good seasons and then go through injuries? I think that's such a huge gamble. And it's just so uncertain that I don't know that you make that move right now as the Suns.
The thing people need to start realizing about DA is that he is the perfect player at the perfect time on the perfect team. There's no other way to say it. He doesn't put up the amazing stats that you want from a number 1 overall pick. Fine. He doesn't do the things that people think that he should be doing on a nightly basis in terms of, grabbing 30 and 20 like a Joel Embiid does from time to time. But he doesn't fucking need to. He doesn't have to. All he has to do is hold his own on the defensive end, contribute when he needs to contribute, and that is all this team requires of him. He's the perfect player at the perfect time on the perfect team. That's exactly what DA is for the Phoenix Suns. So stop comparing him to Cat. Stop comparing him to Zion Williamson, another former first rounder. Just enjoy the fact that you have a dominant center when they need him the most. And he always comes through when they need him the most.
And they win with him. I don't understand why are we trying to replace something that works so well here? I don't understand it. Somebody said Zion's ceiling is higher than DA's. Maybe that's true based on athletic ability, but his floor is much lower.
Yeah.
Like DA's already...
His floor's the bench.
Yeah, well, his floor's out of the league. I mean, because these are serious injuries, and I made light of it earlier, but weight is a consideration here with the way he plays and the kind of injury he has.
Jay Sean, if you tell me that DA is not the leader on defense, I don't know what else to say to you, bud.
It's not.
I don't think I've ever seen the chat be so. It's one side or the other. There's no middle here. It's either
it's DA.
You're crazy or you're crazy.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
DeAndre Ayton is the vocal leader of that defense. You watch it, he's making sure everybody's in the right position.
Yep.
He's part of why McHale's so good, because he knows he's got a big who has the rim, who's back there, so he can take more chances on the perimeter because he knows DA's there to protect him.
You also have to take into consideration that with this specific Suns team, you're not going to see those crazy stat lines that you would see from teams that have one big superstar and a bunch of guys around him who aren't as good as the players on the Suns team, because everyone on this team buys into selfless basketball. They give up the big stats. They give up, hitting double-doubles, triple-doubles every night to make sure everyone is contributing.
Yeah,
and I think that's a big reason why they don't get individual accolades sometimes. It's because that's not how this team works and operates.
Don't tell me after watching the last 3 games that DA couldn't drop, 28 a game, 30 a game, based on that mid-range, that hook now, what he does on a pick and roll. He's not needed to do that on this team, and that's okay. He sacrifices that, and that's why they're so good. So, whatever. We're never going to win. You're never going to win this argument with somebody that doesn't believe in DA, because they'll always just throw out he's soft, he's not good enough. I know. So there's no point in
He wasn't
arguing.
soft in the playoffs. He wasn't soft down in South Beach when Miami was trying to body everybody, and the Suns just stepped up and said, "Nah, fuck that. That ain't going to happen." And DA showed that he was going to be physical in that game. Like when he needs to be, he is just as tough as any other center in the league. But I digress because we're running out of time. We got like a minute left.
Yeah.
And we have our picks.
Yes.
We haven't picked this game yet.
What do you guys think? I think Espo copied me. I'm pretty sure I got my
I
pick
actually
in.
put in my pick before you. I
Nope.
verbally told it to Leah.
Lies.
Before you slack. But great minds think alike. We both have them winning by 6 tonight.
I got him winning by 2, and Gerald has him winning by 5.
Why just 2?
The Raptors are a funny team, and for whatever reason, teams just really get up to play the Suns in Phoenix.
Well, because they're the best team in the NBA.
Well, I know, but playing in Phoenix specifically, teams just pick up their level for whatever reason. So that's why I still think the Suns are going to win.
So, unanimous Suns W tonight. Hopefully we are all correct and hanging out in the VIP lounge tonight. Thank you guys for joining us. Even if we disagree with your thoughts on DA, we still very much appreciate the conversation and having you here with us night in and night out. Don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter at PHNX_Suns to continue the conversation over there. If you are a GoPHNX.com member, you can continue the conversation in our members-only Discord as well. We'll be right back here after the game wraps up. Until then, have fun, and we'll see you later.
Ahoy, ahoy.